This podcast is brought to you by Power Retail and was recorded at the Retail Global Gold Coast Conference 2019.
Hi, I'm Ali. I'm with Power Retail and I'm here interviewing the lovely James Dutton, and he is from Patch, which is an amazing company. How are you?
Yeah, very well.
Awesome.
Very well.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah,
Had a really great presentation yesterday morning, or afternoon, I can't remember.
I think it was afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I'd love to just hear, for people that weren't there, please just tell us all about your story and about Patch.
Yeah, look, Patch began when my youngest son had a reaction to a wound care product. Like a typical father, I grabbed something out of the cupboard, put it on his skin, thinking it was repairing something, but I caused a very large irritation on his stomach, and then I tore his skin off with the product when I was taking it off, which was obviously the issue for me. But the more I looked, the more I tried, that every other product was reacting on his skin, and the research was sort of showing that I was trying to find what was wrong with him. It led into the fact that what's wrong with the industry.
Yeah.
So the more numbers that we got in over the time, it was sort of tipping to 20 to 25%. And we've done further research around the world now to state that it is a 25% of the market that have irritation to common products on the shelf. It's not one product brand, it's not one negative in the market. It's actually just a combination of different components that are being used in this space. So we basically stripped everything back and started from scratch. Pardon the pun, but we started using a natural bamboo material, mainly because my wife was using bamboo fibre in her products, and she makes a world first compostable white product made out of bamboo fibre as well. So we're both in that headspace. But I started to see the antimicrobial benefits behind bamboo fibre as a natural source, the sustainable nature of the farming of it, and how we can develop a natural alternative to put on the skin. So we succeeded in our little initial trials in the kitchen and around the house and trialling, mixing up glues like little mad scientists. And we got it to a stage whereby we commercialised it into a product that so far now, touch wood, and we haven't had reaction around the world, and we're talking hundreds of thousands of people now are enjoying the product.
It's amazing, because I reckon everyone would know someone that has an allergic reaction to a Band-Aid or a plaster or something like that.
They're not alone, no.
Yeah, so that's incredible.
So that was the tipping point to develop the product. The first stage product I got off to market, we used a biodegradable film on one side of it to keep it sterile. And then furthermore, most recently, is we've been able to lobby and get it passed as far as a paper-on-paper seal with a wax seal, so there's no plastic combined into any of our products at all, so you can buy our products off the shelf and bury them in the soil, which is combating a major problem around the world when it comes down to plastic waste. One of the things I did talk about yesterday was the fact that the American market alone, just in consumption of retail sales, we're talking 7.7 billion units per annum as far as a marketplace, which means there's basically 50% of the American landscape is covered by material waste in just that supply. So if we can combat that and make our products more earth friendly and fix a problem for the consumer, I think we're on a win-win.
You're definitely in the right time as well. I think that there's been a massive sort of jump in sustainability and about caring about the environment. I know it's been going on forever, but now I think a lot of retailers are taking it seriously as well, because consumers take it seriously.
Unfortunately, it's had to have that push. The retailers should have been taking it seriously from the get-go and not having to rely on the consumers forcing them into that position. That's one of the things we have noticed with the different markets around the world.
Yeah, could you actually,
what I find with the markets as we grow into other countries around the world is different markets get excited about products and the way it moves, and as opposed to being focused on a retail commercial situation, they're focused on support and growth, and it's really amazing the way we've been. That's what's welcomed the product around the world and given us such a fast growth. Now hitting 32 countries.
That's amazing. So you started out in Australia only?
Yeah, started in Mount Eliza in Melbourne.
So lovely little place as well, in a garage, I believe.
Yeah, in a garage.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So hopefully we can be one of those success stories down the path that
You're definitely on your way.
Started from that little space, but started from a garage, built up a really small team of really passionate people that believe in what we're doing as well. And we've now grown it into multiple offices around the world, and still containing that really tight team in Melbourne, but actually making sure that we actually all get success out of what we're doing and build that culture behind what we're doing with NutriCare. We don't want to make replica products off the shelf. I don't want to make another toothpaste or another bamboo toothbrush. I want to basically make something that adds value to a category. Our product thus far is fixing 25% of the market who can't buy something there. But we're also manipulating and bringing a 2-in-1 solution with our products by using natural components to help aid, and I'm not allowed to say a commercial claim on it, but that will support wound repair, such as coconut oil, which soothes, aloe vera, which is a soothing agent. We're working with, we've got an activated charcoal product, which is bamboo charcoal, which helps draw out redness, or, we've had cases of consumers writing to us about spider bites and splinters, and tradies using it every day of the week, which is fantastic. But we have to have a point of difference. So when we think about a category and what we're doing, like we're doing now, moving forward into the sports tape arena, that's one thing. It's a big issue with how much waste goes into landfill and how many millions of miles of sports tape are wrapped up on a weekend after a sports game. One of the things about that is, yes, we've developed something which is going to be a compostable solution, but we've done things differently with it, whereby we've thought about the market, what's lacking in the market, to the way that we deliver the product to the consumer as well. So everything with that sports tape, you can buy it off the shelf and bury it in the garden as well.
It's amazing. So you don't actually have to have like a compost bin or anything. You can just put it straight into the dirt. That's amazing. It's awful when you see, a plaster on the street or something and it's just stuck there. If it can actually disintegrate or if it dissolves, that's just amazing.
So from our perspective, we did a soil test, and we actually had a video which we played yesterday of the product breaking. It's on our website as well, but the product breaks down over 10 weeks in the soil, and that was against a couple of other branded products with no names behind them, but one was a fabric product and one was a plastic. And ours is a true fabric product. What people don't realise, they might be thinking they're buying a more natural alternative by buying a fabric product. The fabric products are full of microplastics as well, so they've got elastins in them, and they're not a real true fabric earthy product. So that's what we have as our major point of difference in that space. But as we develop products in other categories too, we want to keep that ethos and the brand mission around, working on two things at once and really developing them the right way.
I think it's a lot of brands and companies forget about keeping the integrity of what the original product was. And they sort of head into a gimmicky sort of thing, and it's good to see that it is very integral to what you started out with. It's all about the 25% of people that can't use this sort of plaster. And do you have any tips or anything for people?
As far as
in terms of maybe starting a business or a brand that they're not entirely sure what to do, and if they think that they're too small to start against, massive competitors, something like that.
They're not massive competitors to you in the market space, right? So the way I look at it is, if you really believe and you've got a real true mission and a true cause and why you're doing it, nothing should stop you. You can go up against the biggest Goliath in the world and it won't affect what your core delivery is about that product. My mission is very, very strong because it was very, very close and quite a compelling story when it comes down to, it hurt me when it did happen to my son, and that was my driver. So if you bring a family model into your passion, it can't go. For me, I'm very, very fortunate that it's happened that way, but not fortunate that it started from that. And I don't want any parent to go through that type of situation with their child. So if we can try and alleviate that type of a problem, it's a good thing. But what we've found now too, from having the product out to market, we're now working with hospitals in Malaysia now, talking about developing face masks for post-operative surgery and diabetes ports and all sorts of things. So it's expanding into a whole new direction of the business too, which is not just the retail space. It's now going to the direct supply.
Well, it's been amazing talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, James.
Thank you.
Yeah, so check out Patch. It's a great thing.
Thanks, Ellie.
Awesome.
Thanks.